I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be this sweater weather makeup tutorial, this look right here. And if you like to see how I got it, please keep watching. So starting off this makeup look, I'm going to be going in with my Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer. This is a really good dupe for the Becca Backlight Primer. And then on top of that, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist. For foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse. This is in the shade 20 Classic Ivory. To me, it's a little darker than like the other shades of ivory foundations that I own, so I don't know what's up with that, but I'm blending that all over my face with my damp beauty blender. For concealer, I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics concealer in the shade Pearl, and it's been a while since I've used this, and it's really drying on my skin. So I don't know if it's something that I'm going to continue to use during the winter time because my skin is so dry. So I might hold off and wait to use this again until the summertime. To cream contour, I'm taking my Benefit Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. And I'm just blending that out with my damp beauty blender. Normally I would use my Real Techniques sculpting brush. That's my other favorite tool to use for cream contour.
Points in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
And then I just went back in with my concealer brush with no additional product and just pressed on the sides of my nose. Moving on to brows, I'm going in with my Anastasia Dipbrow in the shade Blonde. To deepen up the tails of my brows, I'm going in with this Colourpop eyebrow pencil. And then to set my brows, I'm using the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Blondie Brows.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there.
To set my face, I'm using the Lancome Translucent Loose Powder in the shade Light in this Beauty Blender powder puff thing. I really like it, and I used to be like super meticulous with how I set my loose powder, or how I applied my loose powder to my face, and I would make sure it was all pressed in. But lately I've just been kind of like slopping it around, like you can see here, letting it set for a few minutes and then just dusting it away with a stippling brush, and that works perfect for me. To set my under eyes, I'm using the KKW Beauty baking powder in the shade 1. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like everybody raved about her concealer powder and press powder, but I'm just like, eh. I almost feel like it's geared towards more oily skin, and I have dry skin. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have tried any of those things in the comments below, and like what your skin type is. So her concealer, her baking powder, or her brighten powder.
Shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears.
And I don't let my under eyes bake that long, so I'm just dusting all the powder away, but I do leave it on my nose. And now I'm going in with my stippling brush just to wipe away all the excess Lancome powder. For bronzer, I'm using the Model's Own Sculpt and Glow Matte Bronzing Powder, and this is in the shade Light Tan, and I'm using my Essence Kabuki brush. This is my new favorite brush to apply bronzer with, but I was actually watching the Tati and Scott Barnes, I think he was doing her sister's makeup, and he said that the more bronzer you apply, the older it makes you look, and to actually apply less bronzer. So I think I might give that a try next time. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But I can kind of see what he's talking about, but then I love bronzer. So I don't know. It's going to be hard for me not to apply as much. Now I'm going in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just using this to clean up my bronzer. Now I'm just going to dust away the extra powder that's around my nose, and then I kind of just brush it on the top of my nose too to try to like set my nose, I guess. And then for blush, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild blush in the shade Rosé Champagne. This is a really pretty like neutral blush, but I did have to build it up quite a bit to get it to show up on my skin tone, which is crazy. So I think this shade of blush would look better on like more porcelain or fair skin, because like I said, I had to apply a lot of it. So for highlighter, I'm going in with this Physicians Formula highlight, and this is the Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in the shade Translucent Pearl. I just wanted like a soft glow today, nothing too extreme, and this reminds me a lot of the Hourglass Ambient lighting highlighters, or my ambient lighting palette that I like to use sometimes when I just want like a natural glow. So now I'm just dusting away that Laura Mercier translucent powder, and then I'm going to get started on eyes, and I busted out my Laura Lee Nudie Patootie palette, and then I'm going to go in with the shade called Undressed first, and I'm just using a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to be using the shade as like my transition shade. I haven't used this since I purchased it, because it's like right after I purchased it, all the drama came out around her, like surrounding her, and I was like, maybe I should just like lay low with her makeup for a while. But then I was like, you know what? I paid for this palette. Like, I paid my own money for this palette, and I think it was like $40 or something like that. So I'm like, I'm using it. And surprisingly, it's actually really good. Like, the shades blend out perfectly. And like I said, like, it's just like the perfect, like, natural kind of eye look, kind of cozy look that I'm going for with pops of glitter. I'm just like really impressed by this palette. Next, I'm going in with this kind of muted mustard shade called Stripped, or strip, I'm sorry, and I'm just applying that on top of the transition shade. Now I'm going in with the shade right here called Reveal, and I'm just applying that on top of the first two shades. Now I'm going in with a shade called Butt Naked just to deepen up my crease, and then I switched to a more defined buffing blending brush, and I'm just working that directly into the crease and a little bit on the lid because I'm going to be doing like a semi-cut crease later, so I just want to put a little bit of darkness on the inner corner as well, but not a lot, just so you can tell that I'm doing a cut crease. And this is a really pretty shade too. It's one of my favorite shades in this palette. It's like a... what the heck? Sorry about that. So I guess our trash guy decides that he needs to honk at us when we don't put our trash cans out in the street. So I was really interrupted. So anyways, this is a really pretty like chocolatey brown, and it blends out so well. Like, I love it. It's one of my favorite shades from this palette. To deepen up the outer corner of my eye, I'm going in with a shade called Nakey Nakey, and this is just a straight dark brown shade, but it also blends out really nice. I find that some darker brown shades don't really blend out that well, but these are a dream. So I'm just applying that on the outer corner and then just kind of blending into the center. Now I'm just taking Strip and Undressed mixed together and just buffing those back into my crease. Now I'm going to be mixing Nakey Nakey and Butt Naked together, and I'm just applying those back into my crease and then a little bit more on the outer corners just to deepen that up some more. To cut my crease, I'm going in with the Louise Base, and I'm applying it with my MAC 242. I have only used this to do cut creases. I have never used it as like a full-on eyeshadow base, so I think I'm going to try that because this works perfect for cut creases, but I see a lot of people apply it to their entire lid and then just apply their eyeshadow on top, and they don't set it. They just leave it wet and then apply the eyeshadow, so I think I'm going to try that next.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. I gave you everything, held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over, keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world.
Now I'm just going in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just taking the lightest shade right here, and I'm just going to be setting the P. Louise Base with this. And I'm just taking the shade Reveal in a smaller, I think this is a Sigma inner corner brush, and I'm just applying this directly above the Louise Base so I can just like define that semi-cut crease a little bit more. I'm kind of like sculpting it out, or carving it out, I guess you would say. And I'm just taking the shade Butt Naked and I'm just going over the Louise Base just to blend my eyeshadows into the base. To highlight my inner corners and my brow bones, I'm going in with a shade called Stark. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas of you. And now I'm going to get started on my lower lash line. So I just take every single shade that I applied on my lids and just pile them on top of each other on my lower lash line. So I always start from lightest to darkest. So first I went in with the shade called Undressed, then I went in with Strip, and then I went in with Streaking, and then Reveal, Butt Naked, and then Nakey Nakey, and I just layer them on top of each other. Now I'm taking MAC Costa Riche and I'm just going to be lining my upper waterline, so I'm tight lining with it, and then I'm just applying it on my outer corners, and then I'm just going to smudge it out with a small detail brush. I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care. You're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even. Next, I'm taking this Sephora Nude eyeliner and I'm just applying this in my waterline. Now I'm just going to be curling my lashes, and then I'm going to be applying the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. This mascara is so good. No wonder it has 5 stars, but it's really good. It really separates and lengthens my lashes, and I think it has some kind of lash growing serum in it, something like that. So that makes me like it even more. For lips, I'm using this Burberry lip definer lip shaping pencil, and this is in the shade Nude.
then you'd laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me.
For lipstick, I'm using this LA Colors Matte Liquid Lip Color, and this is in the shade Vixen. I thought it was more of like a kind of pale pink color, but it kind of showed up peach. So I was a little confused by that because I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, to me it still looks like a pale pink, but whatever. So then I'm just patting that in and blending it in with the lip liner, and then I'm going in with another LA Colors Matte Liquid Lip Color, and this one's in the shade Sultry, and I'm applying this in the center, and then I just decided to blend it all over my lips. I wish I would have just used the shade Sultry by itself, but it is what it is. But these are pretty good, and they're only like $2 a piece. Now I'm going in with MAC Oak Lip Liner just because I want to define my lips just a little bit more. Now this makeup look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.